Christopher Walken, a renowned American actor with a prolific career spanning over 100 movies, stands proudly among the elite on Empire magazine's top 100 movie stars of all time.
I don't even know if Chris Walken knows what he's going to do when the camera starts rolling. I think he does have a muse in his life, and I think the muse has as many personalities as Sybil.
As an Academy Award winner, his acting prowess is celebrated for its diversity and eccentricity, mirroring the captivating facets of his own life. From the way of his speech to his clothing choices and extreme fears, each aspect of Walken's persona holds an extraordinary tale that we will unleash one by one. Born as Ronald Walken on March 31st, 1943, in Astoria, Queens, New York City, Christopher Walken's roots trace back to a captivating blend of Scottish and German heritage. His mother, Rosalie Russell, hails from Glasgow, Scotland, while his father, Paul Walken, a German immigrant from Gelsenkirchen, owns and runs Walken's Bakery in Astoria. Named after the esteemed actor Ronald Colman, along with his brothers Kenneth and Glenn, embarked on a journey into the world of child acting during the 1950s. He was a regular on the Colgate Comedy Hour. The actor said, "I started performing when I was 5 years old. We weren't child actors, we were used as furniture. But all my education came from that world, and it was all good." His actions at that moment pale in comparison to the daring feats he accomplished during his teenage years, particularly with Lions. His foray into television was fueled by his mother's aspirations for stardom, and surely he became one of the most esteemed actors of his generation. The Hollywood icon said in an interview, "My father was one of 9 brothers and sisters. 3 were priests, 3 were nuns, and 3 were bakers. I could have been a baker, but my mum had a thing about show business. She was good-looking, a little flamboyant. She would have loved to have been a performer, but she was raising a family. I guess I absorbed her ambition." In his teenage years, Walken honed his skills as a dancer through dedicated training at the Professional Children's School in New York, laying the groundwork for the multifaceted talent that would define his illustrious career. At the age of 15, Walken's perspective shifted when a girlfriend shared a magazine photo of Elvis Presley with him. Reflecting on that moment later in life, he acknowledged its impact on his outlook. "This guy looked like a Greek god. Then I saw him on television. I loved everything about him." Inspired, he made a distinctive shift in his appearance, adopting a new hairstyle that mirrored the king of rock and roll. The American superstar's life surpassed the bounds of imagination. Remarkably, at the age of 16, he toured with a traveling circus and took on the role of a trainee lion tamer. When asked about it, he said, "It was just too good to pass up." He worked with the feline named Sheba and fond of her memories, saying, "I would come in with my whip and she'd sit up, but she was really more like a dog. She was very sweet. She'd come and bump your leg, like a house cat." Romance first took root in his youth and continued to flourish, becoming a timeless companion throughout his life. In 1963, Christopher Walken and Georgianne Thon first crossed paths during a touring production of West Side Story. Their connection blossomed on stage, with Walken portraying Riff, a charismatic gang member, and Georgianne as his girlfriend. In January 1969, they exchanged vows and established their home on Manhattan's Upper West Side. The couple has been together for more than 50 years now, without any children, and he considered it as one of the factors that has contributed to his prolific and successful career. When questioned if he would like to have a 200-movie career, the star said, "That would be nice. I won't retire. When you're an actor, you're forced to retire every few months." John Gielgud was 96 when he died, and he was working. It's good to work, whatever it is that keeps you interested. I would like to do that. I would like to keep going. I don't have kids, and I don't have hobbies. I don't particularly like to travel. If you're an actor, you have to travel anyway. His tale of changing his name was also amazing, but wait till you know what Walkenizing is. In 1964, Monique Van Voren, a fellow performer in the nightclub act where Walken showcased his dance skills, suggested changing his first name from Ronnie, what friends call him, to Christopher. Van Voren believed that the name resonated better with his evolving identity, and ever since, Ronald has become Christopher. Informally, he likes to be called Chris better, but he is still Ronnie for his family. After his marriage, the future celebrity faced numerous challenging months of unemployment. Undeterred, he navigated the city's landscape, tirelessly attending auditions and securing minor roles in plays and occasional films. Despite the grim circumstances, Walken maintained an optimistic outlook. Between those years, he relied on unemployment benefits for 2 years. The couple managed to lead a fulfilling life on a modest income. He claimed that he always knew how to live well. Around the age of 30, he strolled into the public theatre and sought a meeting with Joe Papp, the iconic founder and director of the theatre. And I said to him, "You know, I can't get arrested." He said, "Don't worry, I'm going to put you in 3 plays. You're okay for the next 6 months." And that's what happened. Papp kept his word, marking his most sustained period of employment in years. His clothing story is even more interesting, and you'll get to enjoy it later in the video. When advised to audition for a film titled The Deer Hunter, set against the backdrop of the Vietnam War, Walken approached with little to no expectations. Little did he anticipate that landing the role of a young soldier subjected to the brutalities of war alongside Meryl Streep would be a transformative moment.
The winner is Christopher Walken in The Deer Hunter.
Winning the 1979 Oscar for Best Supporting Actor marked a turning point, ushering in a new chapter of wild and unpredictable years in his life. And it was a wonderful thing, the Oscar winner remembered. I started to get good parts, to get paid better, but it never was massive. I never had paparazzi chasing me. On November 29, 1981, the tragic demise of Natalie Wood occurred under haunting circumstances on a yacht she shared with her husband, Robert Wagner, and friend Christopher Walken. That particular evening, Walken was in their company as he and Wood were immersed in the filming of the movie Brainstorm together. After the incident, the actor was disturbed and remained silent. For me, the only response for years was silence. I just wanted to turn my back on the vulgarity of what was said and printed. I just decided to have some dignity afterward and be quiet, and he still does that. In the aftermath, numerous accounts emerged telling different stories. On that, the Sleepy Hollow star said, "The people who are convinced that there was something more to it than what came out in the investigation will never be satisfied with the truth. Because the truth is, there is nothing more to it. It was an accident." His speaking style has become a hallmark of his on-screen presence.
You know what they found? Me.
Contributing to the eccentric and enigmatic characters he portrays. He attributes the origin of his distinctive speech patterns to his upbringing among immigrant neighbors hailing from diverse origins, expressing that the neighborhood itself, you didn't hear a lot of English, lots of Greek, Italian, Polish, German, Yiddish. I think I grew up listening to people who spoke English in a kind of broken way. I think maybe I talked that way. The esteemed actor also takes creative control over his scripts.
Chris is someone who makes something new every time.
200 men sitting in that tiny social hall watching a dance.
Often altering punctuation by removing and rearranging periods and question marks to suit his style better. This distinctive approach has occasionally led to conflicts with writers, resulting in his departure from specific projects. In an interview, he expressed his frustration with writers who revisit and revise a script specifically for him, a practice he humorously dubbed Walkenizing. "They turn it into what they perceive my personality to be," he revealed, and he doesn't like it. Did you know that the Deer Hunter soldier's diverse life experiences extend to the culinary realm, where he has honed the skills of an exceptional cook? His passion for cooking is so profound that he desires to have his own cooking show. "I do like to cook, and I like to eat when I feel like eating. I don't go out much. I make healthy food, fish and vegetables and salad. I love spaghetti, but I try not to eat it too much." Previously, the actor engaged in discussions with 3 different networks about the prospect of hosting a cooking show, envisioning a kitchen that he described as a little like Pee-wee's Playhouse, complete with the whimsical addition of maybe a showgirl chopping my vegetables. The negotiations ultimately faltered over disagreements about the show's format. The actor revealed that the networks sought a carefully scripted approach, which did not align with his concept, leading to a mutual decision to pass on the project. While any of Christopher Walken's eccentric characters might find their way into your nightmares, the intriguing twist lies in what haunts Walken himself. Surprisingly, his list of fears proves to be quite diverse and fascinating. The iconic figure claimed, "I'm a pussycat. I would make a very bad killer in real life because I don't think I could even pick up a gun, much less actually shoot one. Guns make me very nervous." It is doubtful for an actor to be afraid of what he uses for his menacing characters and brings to life on the screen. He further revealed in the film Sleepy Hollow that he was the Headless Horseman, and also he can't ride a horse, and even he scared them. So the rider rode a mechanical horse, firmly convinced that it was the very same horse employed in National Velvet, alongside Elizabeth Taylor. His perspective is, "I don't mind dangerous psychic things, but dangerous physical things are. I don't even go into crowds. I don't go to the airport." Adding to his eclectic list of fears, navigating heavy traffic, swimming and flying, activities he avoids whenever there's a feasible alternative. Walken's approach to preparing for a role is as distinctive as his acting style. It revolves around an unconventional yet effective method: memorization. To immerse himself in a character, he retreats to his kitchen, where he reads the lines and meticulously determines the rhythm that resonates with him. This process harks back to his first love, dance. While providing insights on true romance, Quentin Tarantino lauded Christopher Walken's portrayal in the iconic Sicilian scene, noting that actor had remembered every line. Tarantino was amazed by Walken's performance, as he had learned every word of the script and recited it perfectly without adding or omitting anything. Tarantino felt almost ashamed and overawed by the respect and skill that Walken had for his work. Walken elaborates, "No matter what character I'm playing, it's me. I'm the only person in my life that I can refer to." In a uniquely candid moment, during a 2010 interview with The Independent, Walken sported the same jacket he had worn on screen in The Comfort of Strangers. When questioned about it, he openly acknowledged that liberating wardrobe pieces from the set was not a one-time occurrence. The actor's persona seems entwined with the enigmatic and dark characters he plays. He attributes his adeptness at portraying threatening and eerie roles to a deeply rooted source within himself. He said that he lived in New York and said, "It was like living in a horror museum because there are so many strange people walking the streets and riding the subways." He frequently utters remarks that leave everyone captivated and spellbound.